What's up guys, it's James here, and in today's video I want to talk about the big travel trend for 2021. Travel trend 2021. So in today's video I want to talk about that trend, where people are traveling to in 2021 and how you can take advantage of it. So stick around for this video. I'm going to talk to you about how you can take advantage of it in a couple different ways. So number one, you can take advantage of it by buying up properties that people are going to be traveling to. Number two, you can take advantage of it by managing them. So I'm going to talk to you about it. I'm going to talk to you about the trend and where I see the most opportunity specifically. So stick around for this video if you're interested in hearing more about that. Now, for a very, very limited time, for only about another couple weeks here, I'm going to be offering some time in my calendar to people who are interested in investing in Airbnb properties. So some of the properties we're going to talk about in this area, in these travel trends, are going to be highly demanded properties over the next year and really great long-term investments. So if you're interested in investing into Airbnbs, then I highly recommend that you check out the link down below in the description to schedule a quick 15-minute call with me to learn more about how you can actually get started using yours or other people's money to actually buy and own these assets. Now, also, if you're interested in actually managing other people's properties, that's how a lot of people know me. I obviously got started that way, and that's a way I highly recommend for other people to get started as well, is to manage other people's properties for a percentage of the overall revenue. And there's a really great free training linked in the description down below that'll show you how to build a six-figure income doing that, running your own business, having tons of freedom, being able to spend your time the way that you want to, travel the way you want to, spend time with family. So again, if you're interested in that, then I highly recommend you check the link in the description down below and click that to learn more about how to get started managing other people's properties. So all that being said and out of the way, let's talk about the big travel trend for 2021. Now, this travel trend is something I've talked about a little bit in other videos as well, and it's that a lot of people now are traveling for recreation. They're traveling to recreation destinations. They're not so much traveling to tourist destinations as you would imagine from previous years. For obvious reasons, there's not a lot of international travel going on. There's a lot more domestic travel. And so there's a lot more people that are getting out domestically into areas where they can, go and travel for recreation purposes. And so what this means, we're seeing a big spike, and you're seeing this in all kinds of interesting, fun, quirky markets. For example, if you try to buy any kind of recreational equipment, like whether it's kayaks or boats or, Sea-Doos or bicycles even, depending on where you are, it can be really, really tough to find them for even a half decent price, because a lot of the time these are going sky high right now because a lot of people just want to get out and have fun, and there's not a lot of social ways to do that anymore other than just going out and getting in some recreation. So there's a lot more people getting into outdoor activities. There's a lot more people getting out to more rural areas where there is more space, more outdoor space to do these outdoor activities. So that's where we're seeing a huge travel trend focusing for the next year here. Now, we saw that in 2020. And we're about to see it even more in 2021. If we're looking at the projections for Airbnbs in different rural kind of recreation destinations, whether that's a cottage property or something near a national park, near really great hiking, those sorts of things, we're seeing that there's an even bigger spike in 2021 than there was in 2020 in a lot of these areas. We're seeing that trend continue and continue to grow. And so as such, there's a really, really great opportunity. Now, you can identify that opportunity, and let's say that you want to, if you're in the physical product business, well, naturally you would think, okay, well, if I'm in the physical product business, a really great physical product to get into right now would be recreation equipment. So if that's what you want to do, then go do it. And I know a lot of the people here on this channel watching this video are interested in real estate. So you're probably thinking, well, how do I get started? Well, the big opportunity here, just like recreation equipment, is recreation properties. So if you want to start managing other people's properties, that's where you'll want to focus for the biggest opportunity right now. It's not to say there isn't opportunity elsewhere, but all else being equal, if you want to get started there's a tremendous opportunity and a lot of demand right now for you to get started with. And if you're interested in buying real estate, then certainly these recreation properties are really, really great property to get into right now for Airbnb. And the really great thing that I've also talked about before on this channel is that these properties tended to be a really good, strong investment even back in 2018, 2019, before this change in the market. So if you can buy them now, then they're going to be a phenomenal investment for the next couple of years. And then at worst, if things go back to the way they were, they're still going to be a great investment that's going to be able to cash flow positive for you every single month. You're going to have a lot more security for a number of different reasons. Typically, the regulations tend to be a lot more relaxed in these more rural areas with short-term rentals. So there's a whole plethora of different reasons why it's a fantastic investment if you want to get started investing in short-term rental properties, or if you are already investing in Airbnbs and you want to do that further. So that would be my recommendation, is to get started with these recreation properties. But then what do I mean specifically when I'm talking about recreation properties, and where do you go to look for these properties? Well, there's a couple things that I always talk about that I probably sound like a broken record about, which is cottage properties and national parks. And we actually did a study not too long ago, myself and my business partner Simon. We looked into and we worked with a data company called All the Rooms to look into the different areas that are doing exceptionally well in 2020 compared to 2019, which ones saw the biggest spikes. And that was pretty much exclusively the areas around national parks. So not surprising given the context of what we just talked about in this video here, but there's a lot of areas around national parks that are doing fantastically well. And again, being more rural areas, these properties tend to go for a lot less money than their urban counterparts. They tend to not be quite as desirable. Now, obviously that is shifting, and we're seeing big spikes in the market for the amount of demand for these types of properties now catching up, but there are still some really, really great deals out there to be had. So if you're looking at investing in properties for Airbnbs, look near national parks. Look to areas around different recreational getaways. So for example, the Hudson Valley, north of New York, where people want to go to get away and kind of escape, where there's a lot more space. Or if you look at areas all around Utah, there's tons of really great national parks in Utah. There's tons of different recreational getaways throughout different states like Florida. There's all kinds of more rural areas. If you can get something that is outside of a core major city, but is a great recreation getaway, whether that means it's near a lake or near a mountain or near great hiking or near great water activities, whatever it might be, if there's some unique draw to that area that is recreational in nature and it's outside of a major city, meaning there's going to be a big population of people that are going to go there, then that's a really strong candidate for an investment right now. Similarly, if you're looking to start managing other people's properties on Airbnb and you can find an area that's got a lot of draw. So again, if you find an area that is near national parks or that is in between multiple major cities, that can be another big thing too, is if it's closely accessible to a few major cities and is even just a slightly nice little pocket for people to get away to, doesn't necessarily have to have a national park or a lake or anything like that. It can just be that it's a nice accessible getaway for some large amount of population. That can be a really great option too. Any of these properties that the more densely populated urban areas are going to be getting away to, and generally that means within 2 to 3 hours drive of that area, those are going to be really strong areas to get started managing other people's properties on Airbnb, because there's going to be a lot of opportunity there. And with a lot of new investors buying up properties in those areas, and a lot of people, like the people watching this video who want to invest in properties, buy getaway properties and use them as Airbnbs, there's a lot of new people getting into this Airbnb space that are going to need help with management. So there's going to be a lot of demand coming up. We're already seeing a spike of that throughout 2020, and we're going to continue to see that spike in 2021. It's a huge reason why Airbnb themselves are pouring millions and millions and millions of dollars into advertising campaigns over the last 6 months here, getting new hosts onto the platform, because they see that the opportunity is right in front of them and there's a huge amount of demand for it. So again, if you're interested in learning more about that, I've got links in the description down below that will help you with either of those two things. If you want to invest in properties for short-term rental, then I recommend checking out the link in the description down below to schedule a 15-minute chat with me, and I'd love to talk more with you about how we can help you reach your goals this year. And then if you're interested in managing other people's properties on Airbnb, you want to build a 6-figure income and do it in a way that gives you freedom to spend time with your family. It gives you the flexibility of your schedule, gives you full control over your income, the ability to travel more, to get away more. Then again, check out the link in the description down below to that free training. That's where we're going to walk through the step-by-step of how to build a 6-figure income managing other people's properties on Airbnb. So I'd highly recommend checking that out as well. All that being said, I hope you got a lot of value from this video. I hope you got some great insights from it. I hope you use it to your advantage to continue on and prosper. And with all that being said, I will see you in the next video.